edtech venture It's an edtech venture run by the alumni of SPAs, IITs, and NITs. We've provided guidance to more than 2,000 students till date. And we also have various events, workshops, free material for students, like study materials, updates about government jobs related to architecture and planning on our website, as well as our WhatsApp groups, right? And also, we conduct various competitions and workshops that help you in skill development for your academic as well as professional life. Other than that, just to let you all know, our recent GATE 2022 results, we've had our students come out with very good ranks, and it would not be possible without the team as well as the efforts of the students. And as far as the recent selection of SPA Delhi, we have a few students who have been selected in the very first round. So these are a few of them, as well as the GATE students that I mentioned earlier. Because of the good rank that they have got, they are getting a chance to choose their own stream in the IIT that they want, which is something that is really good. As well as, like I said, for various government exams, we have a few of our students who've qualified the Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority exam for planning assistant and town planner, as well as various students for the Rajasthan assistant town planning exam. Okay. Now, before we move on to why we are here today, all of you all tell me how many of you are giving GATE for the first time or would be giving, or you all have given it earlier. Just type it in the chat box. First time, okay. Okay. Quickly, everybody please type it. Only a few of you are answering. Okay. How many of you know the importance of GATE or why GATE is important? Yogita, it's okay if you've not given, but you're thinking of giving, at least you will get to know why is it important as well, right? So, okay, Sachi says it helps in masters and government jobs. Yes, absolutely correct. What else? Opportunities for government and correct. What else? Okay, so before we move on to the GATE part, I'll just quickly explain why GATE is important. So a few of you are correct that it will help you in getting your government jobs. Plus, like you have various public sector undertakings, that is PSUs, who recruit through GATE score. Now it depends upon the various PSUs as well as the various government exams that are conducted by the central or the state government. Once you prepare for GATE, even giving those exams becomes easier. Other than that, it helps you with your master's degree. And if you qualify GATE and you go for your master's degree, you get a stipend of 12,400 rupees per month. As well as after getting a master's degree, automatically the package or the pay scale also increases, right? And overall, GATE prepares a foundation for you for your life ahead with respect to architecture and planning. Now, just to quickly take you all through the paper pattern. The paper is of 100 marks, wherein 15 marks is for general aptitude and 85 marks is for the subject, that is architecture and planning, and you will get a total time of 180 minutes. So that is 3 hours for the paper, and it is a completely online test. Now, just to go into a little further detail, the aptitude part will have 10 questions of 15 marks, and the architecture and planning section is again divided into section A and section B. So under section A, it is a common section. So irrespective whether you are an architect or a planner and giving any of these exams, you have to, it is a compulsory section rather, and it consists of 39 questions of 60 marks. And whereas for section B is concerned, you will be given a choice to choose between architecture or planning. So in this case, you can see the questions of both architecture as well as planning, and then decide to choose that which one you want to give on the spot during the day of the exam. So the section B consists of 16 questions of 25 marks. And as far as negative marking is concerned, yes, there is negative marking, but that is only for MCQs, that is multiple choice questions. Whereas for multiple select questions and numerical questions, there is no negative marking. So for 1 mark questions, you have 1/3 negative marking if you give a wrong answer. And for 2 mark questions, that is MCQs, you have 2/3 negative marking if a wrong answer is given. And just to understand the overall subdivision of the questions and the topics, if you just look at this analysis from the previous GATE papers that we've done, there is no particular subject that is the favorite of any of the IITs. So there is, if you see, quite an equal distribution among the subjects and the weightage given to each. So all the subjects are equally important, so as to say. Okay, now let us just start with today's demo class, that is our housing part. Now, if you see the syllabus of housing, it's a very small syllabus as compared to the other topics, but it's a very important and a very, very scoring topic as such, or a stream. So now, if you see, there are important terms, understanding what are various housing typologies, principles of neighborhood, residential densities, what is affordable housing, and real estate and valuation. So in today's class, we are only going to look at the important terms related to housing, and then we will look at a few questions that have come in GATE, as well as government exams that are being conducted regularly. So now moving on to the important terms as such. So first is a very basic term, that is a house. Now, if you see, as per the census, now why is the census definition more important? Because census is what actually counts your population and is related to your housing as well. And secondly, in government exams especially, or in other exams, definitions defined by census are asked. That is why we will be looking at what definition does census give with respect to a house. So what it says is that any building which has its own separate entrance, main entrance, can be called as a house. Now, if you look at these 3 images, so as to say, are all these 3 the same housing typologies? Just quickly write it in the chat box. Are they the same housing typology? Yes or no? No, right? So first one I would say is a bungalow, right? Second one is, let's say, more of an apartment housing. And the third one is more of a chawl area, right? Now, if you see, of course, a bungalow, it has its own main separate entrance. So it will obviously be called as a house. Now, with respect to an apartment, right? In an apartment, there are multiple dwelling units or separate houses, But each house, like you can see in this image, each house has its own separate entrance. So it could be through a common staircase or through a courtyard or whatever it may be. But since each has its own separate entrance, it will be called as a house. And similarly for a chawl. Now, in the case of a chawl, you guys must be confused. Ki, how can we call a chawl as, each unit as a house? Because see, if I draw it in plan, let's say, you have a common corridor, right? Probably it is just one room that is there, but each room has a separate family living maybe, and each house rather has a separate entrance, and it's from a common place, common corridor. That is why even one unit of house or one unit within a chawl will also be called as a house. Okay. Then with respect to a household, now if you say, as per the census, a household is something wherein group of people live together, but what is more important is taking their meals from a common kitchen. So there is only one kitchen and everybody is taking their food through that same kitchen. Now, how many of you have lived in a hostel? Ever? Anybody? Just type yes, no. In a boarding school or in a hostel? Yes. Okay, great. Oh, okay. A lot of people. That is nice. Okay, Sachi, you will maybe once you qualify GATE and get into an IIT, you will get the experience. So, yeah, so whoever's saying yes, tell me, did all of you guys have your own separate kitchen? Whoever's saying yes, that you guys have stayed in a hostel? No, right? All of you ate through one common kitchen. Am I right? So in that case, when you are living in a hostel and you are taking your meals from a common kitchen, that particular category will be called as a institutional household. Okay. Why household? Because it's from a common kitchen, you're taking your food. And why institutional? Because you are under an institution. Okay. And again, normal is where you're living with your parents, etc. That is our everyday normal household. And in terms of houseless, it is, I'm sure you must have seen this in your respective cities as well, wherein you have, let's say, some houseless people who are living on the streets. Have you all seen this? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So whoever's saying yes and no, instead of directly sending me the message, just send it to everyone. So everybody will be able to interact better. Okay? Yes. So yeah. So you guys have seen, right. So in the chat box, when y'all are typing, no, just select that option, everyone in the meeting. So everybody will be able to interact a little better. Yeah, okay. So you guys must have seen houseless people on the streets in your respective cities, right? Now, if you see, probably they are living on the footpath or something, but they are taking their meal, they're cooking over here probably and eating from the same place, that same spot, right? So in that case, they will be called as a houseless household. Why houseless? Because they don't have a house to live in. But household, why? Because they're taking a meal from a common place, right? Is this clear to everybody? Now I'll just ask you all a question. Let's say probably you are living in this building, okay, and maybe on the ground floor it's you, on the upper floor it's some cousin or somebody else who is living, right? Now in this case, if all of you have are having your own separate kitchens, so how many households will be there? Four, correct? Right? And if all of you are, let's say, taking your meal from a common kitchen, so probably it's your uncle's family, like three uncles and your family, right? So there are four families that are living there, but all of you take your meal from one kitchen. So how many households are there? Absolutely correct. Okay. Yes. So whoever's saying one, you guys are correct. And I'm assuming you all are understanding as well. So now moving on to what is dwelling unit. Now dwelling unit is basically nothing but any house or unit wherein a minimum of living, kitchen and bath WC should exist, right, in that structure. So now once you have these three in place, there could be just one room or 100 rooms, doesn't matter. It will be called as a dwelling unit. Okay. I hope that is clear. Now moving on to densities. With respect to densities, now you can see these three circles in front of you, right? Blue, yellow, and red. Now looking at the yes, which color one has the highest density? Yes, Deepika, you have any problem or any issue you're facing? You've raised your hand. Do you want to say something? Deepika Sharma, please type if you have any issue in the chat box, so you can unmute and speak. Okay. Yeah, so yes, correct. So whoever's saying red, you guys are absolutely correct. It is the red circle that has the highest density, right? So there is something similar with respect to housing as well, which is called as housing densities. Now, why would you say that red has the highest density? Because if you compare it with the other circles of blue and yellow, the area of all three circles is the same, right? And if you see these smaller circles, the number of smaller circles is the highest in red with the same limit of area, correct? So in that case, we have something similar with respect to housing densities. Now, before understanding housing densities better, there are two concepts called as gross and net density. Now, just to understand this with a very simple example, let us say that if I have a shop, okay, I have a shop and my monthly sale of the shop is, let's say, 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so this is my monthly income. So I will call this as my gross revenue. or gross income. Fine. But now, since I have a shop, I'm obviously outsourcing some products and goods or something from somebody. So let's say I have to pay that person 2 lakhs. And there is a light bill also that I have to pay, let's say, of 1 lakh, right? So now I have earned 10 lakhs in 1 month, but I have to also give somebody 2 lakh and 1 lakh rupees. So how much would be left with me in the end?
7 lakh net revenue.
Yes, absolutely right. So I'll be left with 7 lakhs, right? So can I call this 7 lakhs as net revenue? Do all of you all agree with me on this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now gross is what? That is the wholesome unit will be called as a gross, and the net part that we talk about is the unit that is left with you after deductions or for a very specific area or object. Now let us look at this net and gross with respect to housing. Okay. Now with respect to housing, let's say, what is gross density? Now, like we saw in those 3 circles, right? The area was the same, but the number of units of the smaller circles changed or increased or decreased. And so we could say that the number of smaller circles upon the total area of the larger circle will be a density. So similarly, with respect to housing density, it is the number of people upon the gross area. Now let us say, assume that this is a housing area or some locality, okay? And this total area is of, let's say, 100 hectares. And the total number of people who are living in this area or working or everything are, let's say, 1,000. So what will be my gross density in this case? Absolutely right. So it will be what? 1,000 upon total area, that is 100. So can I say my gross density in this case is 10 persons per hectare? Yes? Right. Now coming to net density. Okay, in net density, like we said, that net density is something that you come up to after having some deductions. Now, with for a very specific area. Now let us consider that this is a residential part of that entire area that was there, or neighborhood that is there. And this total area is of, let's say, 50 hectares. And the number of people who are living here are, let us say, 500. Okay, let's take 500, easy to calculate also. So what will be my net density in this case? 10 again, right? So 500 number of people upon net area, that is 10% per hectare. I hope this concept of net, gross, and density is clear to you guys, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next term. Okay, just a minute. I think somebody's raised their hand. Yes, Yogita, do you want to say something? If yes, please put it in the chat box so you can unmute and speak. Otherwise, we'll just move ahead. Okay. Do you want to say something, Yogita? Please say, else we'll move ahead.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am from civil engineering department. Ma'am,
Okay.
like, I want to move forward in architectural department. So, ma'am, is it possible for me?
Yes, we will. Yes, it is possible, but I will clear all your doubt once I've finished explaining this topic. Okay. So we are going to take everybody's doubts. So please don't panic. We will address everybody's questions. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. So yeah, moving on to what is ground coverage. Now, as simple as it sounds, and as simple as the word is, what can you conclude from it? How much ground is your building covering? Is as simple as that. This is what I'm drawing in plan. Okay. So ground coverage is as simple as that. How much of the ground is your building covering? So let us say, probably now I'm drawing it in section elevation. Now assume that this is my plot area. Okay, from here till here, this much. And yeah, so I have my building footprint that goes up till this much area. So in this case, what will be my ground coverage? So if I project the stilt part, or if I project the first floor onto the ground, how much area will that first floor cover in case of a stilt, right? With respect to the total plot area will be my ground coverage, right? So I hope that is clear to you guys. Also, there is another formula wherein ground coverage is calculated on the basis of the total built up area versus the number of floors. So this we will see it later in detail in the classes as well. Now, let's say in this case, okay, now are you guys comfortable in English, or you want me to talk in Hindi as well? Or both is okay, or mix is okay? How should it be? Okay. ठीक है, चलो we'll do थोड़ा mix, थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों करेंगे, ठीक है? तो now अगर if you see, okay, in this case ये वाला इमेज देखा सेकंड वाला, so अगर मैंने कहा कि let's say the plot area is 100 square meters, ठीक है? या फिर let's take it as 200 स्क्वायर मीटर का टोटल प्लॉट एरिया, और एक फ्लोर, ओके, वन फ्लोर, एक फ्लोर का एरिया है लेट्स से 100 स्क्वायर मीटर्स पकड़ लो अभी के लिए, इजी कैलकुलेशन, राइट? सो इन दिस केस व्हाट विल बी द ग्राउंड कवरेज? ये केस में ग्राउंड कवरेज कितना होगा? 100 और 50 आसिफ? Okay, so there are two things, ठीक है? Okay, some of you are saying 100, some are saying 50. Now, अगर इसमें देखा जाए तो it will be 50%, right? 50% होगा, but in terms of area देखा जाए, if you see it in terms of area, it will be 100 square meters, correct? I hope everybody's understood this, right? सबको समझ में आ रहा? Yeah. Okay, great. So now let's move on to the next part, that is FSI, floor space index या फिर floor area ratio. ठीक है? तो इसमें क्या होता है? Basically, FSI is only a ratio of the built up area to the total plot area. मतलब जो पूरा का पूरा built up area होगा, let us say कि you have a 10-storied building, okay? मान लो ये total 10 floors है. एक फ्लोर का built up area is let's say 100 square meters, okay? and total plot area मान लीजिए will be let's say 2000 square meters मानते हैं अभी के लिए. Okay. So now what it is saying, total built up area एक तो मेरा क्या होगा कि all 10 floors into the number of area for each floor, right? So that अगर एक floor का 100 square meters है and I have 10 floors as such, तो मेरा total built up area कितना आएगा? What will be my total built up area? 1000, correct? And again, I know it is a ratio of the area of plot. तो मेरा total area कितना है? 2000. So in this case, मेरा FSI कितना आएगा? How much will be my
0.5.
FSI?
0.5.
0.5, right? Now इसको कुछ unit होता है क्या? No, FSI is a ratio. If you practically just think about it, it's area upon area. So it's meter square by meter square, both get cancelled. So there will never be 0.5 meter square FSI, ऐसे कभी भी नहीं होगा. ठीक है? Now I'm sure whoever said that, you know, कुछ लोग practicing है, some of you are practicing, some of your students वगैरह वगैरह, you must have heard about FSI, FAR in some cases. So कभी confusion हुआ है? What is FSI? What is FAR? दोनों same है या different है? ऐसे हुआ है? Has it happened? Always. Okay, Sachi. What about others? Sometimes. Okay, okay. Yeah. So I'll just clear that confusion. See, FSI and FAR are the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. दोनों same है, बस difference क्या है? FSI, let's say, is what your normal figure is, and the same thing into 100 gives you your FAR. Okay. Now, you must be confused. Even when I was a student, I would be very confused. फिर पता चला कि यार housing जो part है ना, that is a subject of the state government. ठीक है? इंडिया में housing is state government के अंदर आता है. तो every state government uses it differently. Some call FSI as FAR, FAR as FSI. They use it interchangeably. Nothing wrong, but confusion तो हमें होता है, right? So, if you go by the national standards, FSI into 100 is your FAR. अगर आप, if you see Delhi, Delhi uses FAR. Okay, if you see Maharashtra state, they use FSI. So this will vary from state to state, right? So you don't have to get confused in this at all. Okay, I hope this part is clear. सबके लिए? Okay, good. So last part of that, what is the difference between your carpet area, built up area and super built up area? So carpet area is what? Any usable floor space on the floor, right? So any, or rather all the usable space in that built area will be called as a carpet area. Easy way to remember, जहां पे कारपेट डाल सकते हो उसको कारपेट एरिया बोलते हैं. Very easiest term. Wherever you can put a carpet will be your carpet area. Can you put a carpet in the wall? Wall में carpet डाल सकता है कोई?
No, ma'am.
No, right? Yes, Sachi, toilet will be counted in when you're calculating the carpet area. See, technically nobody puts a carpet in the toilet, but on the floor of a toilet you can lay a carpet, right? So that will be included while the area calculations. Now, built up area. Built up area is what? Wherein you have your carpet area plus the walls, right? The walls that form an envelope. जो भी walls होंगे वो include करके carpet area में will be your built up area. Asif is asking, will kitchen be included in the carpet area? Yes, Asif, it will be. See, nobody technically goes and puts a carpet in their kitchen, right? But udhar jagah hai to tum dal sakte ho. So don't take it very literally. But what the easiest way or definition is that any usable floor space, right, will be called as a carpet area. I hope that's clear. Deepika, yes, balcony too, like now it varies again from state government to state government and their bylaws, okay? So to take an example of Maharashtra, before 2020, balcony was not included in the carpet area. After 2020, the bylaws changed and it is included today. So I will not say yes or no, but technically, okay, this I'm talking very technically, it will be included. It can be or it cannot be, depends upon your state government. Okay. Yeah. And what is super built up area? Now, where you have your built up area plus the common area that gets added to it. Now, this built up area, us as architects really do not use it. Who uses it more is the builder lobby, right? The builders and developers. So when they're selling the flats, when they're marketing or advertising, they add up this extra area also, and they say, okay, we are selling this flat of so many square meters. So probably this flat is only of, let's say, 100 square meters. And this entire area is of, let's say, 25 square meters. They'll advertise 125 square meter flat. Okay, now this is changing with respect to RERA coming in, but we'll discuss all of this in the actual class later on. I hope this is clear for all of you. Okay, so let's take a few questions now. Okay, you guys have to be very quick. The first question is, what in case of residential apartments, effective floor area available for use within an apartment is known as? Now here the most important keyword is your effective floor area, right? Okay. Oh, great. Everybody's saying carpet area, and yes, that is the correct answer. Should we move on to the next question? Or does anybody have any query or anything? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, try this. It's saying there's a plot area of 1000 square meters and maximum FSI is 2. So how much will be my built up area?
2000.
2000, right? Great. So these are a few of the gate questions, right? So 2000 is the correct answer. Now, this one and the next after this are more of the government exam questions that have come up, right? So these are just one or two that I've taken from the list, but let's try and answer this as well. The Census of India defines it as a household is usually a group of persons who normally live together and what? We've just seen it, people who take their meals from a common kitchen, right? So even if it's two or more, like a family of two or more or whatever, doesn't matter. The meal has to be from your common kitchen. Okay, this is from the recent Rajasthan exam, RPSC Assistant Town Planning exam. Okay, so what it says that the limit on the ground coverage on a plot of land is to prevent what? Now this is a little bit of common sense, and also we've discussed what is ground coverage. So let's try and answer this. A, right? So what are the options? It's saying it's either to avoid overcrowding and lack of light and ventilation. Yes. Does having having to avoid non-compatible uses makes sense? Not really. Preventing solar heat farming? No. Shortage of parking? Definitely no. Right? So if you use a little bit of common sense as well as understand the concepts really well, it will be helpful with respect to your GATE will help you in your government exams also otherwise. Right? So now just to quickly summarize, we've seen various terms. That is, what is a house? What is a household? What is a dwelling unit? What else did we look at? You guys tell me in the chat box. Yes, FSI, FAR. Ground coverage. Yes, built up area, carpet area, super built up, etc., right? And we also looked at what is housing density. So I hope this is clear for all of you and it was helpful. Also, before I take up a few questions, I would just like to quickly take you all through what you will get if you join Exam Assure or be associated with Exam Assure. So all the courses and classes are conducted by master's degree holders who are specialized in their respective fields. There will be test series and revisions that will be conducted online on the same pattern as what GATE conducts. Also, hard copy study material will be provided to you guys, wherein you can easily, it will be very handy and you can carry it anywhere and revise whenever you want to, as well as post-exam guidance. That is what, wherein once you are done with GATE, we will not leave your hand. We will help you even with guidance with respect to what stream is good, what stream is not good, or what suits you, or just to give you an insight about what are the benefits of whichever stream. Probably it could be infrastructure, urban design, or GIS, geoinformatics, etc. Other than that, various workshops would also be conducted with respect to what is SOP writing, portfolio making, which are very, very helpful for getting admission into SPAs as well. Now, just a quick review about why and what would you get with Exam Assure classes. So the courses that would be conducted for GATE will be weekend classes for the upcoming batch, wherein the faculty team that we have are top alumni from IITs, NITs, and SPAs who have scored rank of all India rank level of 2, 5, 16, 24, 28, 36, 72, and etc., and a lot more. All the classes that will be there are online, and you will get recordings to all of them till the exam ends, so that you know it is not that okay, once I've attended the class and I can only see the recording only once. No, why multiple? There is no limit rather on the number of recordings that you can watch, because we want you to revise as much as possible, and revision is really one of the most important things with respect to GATE. Exam, the language will be very simple with respect to explanation, and you will get a lifetime access to the Telegram group as well, wherein you can interact with your other fellow colleagues as well. So interaction के लिए भी and एक दूसरे के questions solve करने के लिए, help करने के लिए, you will get access to the Telegram groups. There would be one-on-one doubt clearing sessions. तो आपको कभी भी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो you can let us know. We can get you in touch with the faculty, respective faculty, for whatever subject you want. And आपके सारे doubts clear होंगे, उसका guarantee I can take. Also, the study material that will be provided will not be everything under the sun. सब sort करके study material दिया जाएगा, which is very relevant to the exam, ताकि जो exam के लिए जरूरी है उतना ही पढ़ के जाओ, पूरा क्यों पढ़ना है, right? So all of the study material you will get will be sorted, plus you will get a hard copy as well as online notes. So online notes का one major benefit is, let's say आप आज घर पे हो, कल कहीं चले गए, maybe with your friends or somewhere where you cannot carry the notes or you don't want to take the notes. You can just open your laptop or your mobile and go through the notes for a revision. So it will be beneficial that way also. Other than that, even your aptitude classes will be included in the course. There would be various interactive sessions with previous year toppers. तो आप उनसे भी कुछ doubts पूछ सकते हो with, क्योंकि these are people who have just gotten admission into IITs, NITs and SPAs. तो I'm sure आप सबको doubts भी होंगे कभी कभी कि क्या होता है, कैसे होता है ये वो. तो when we will have these interactive sessions, आप उनसे कोई भी doubts आपके पूछ सकते हैं, right? Other than that, like I said, revision तो important है, but उसके साथ test practice करना भी बहुत important है for GATE. So we'll be conducting section-wise or subject or topic-wise tests, as well as full-length test as well. So online and marking system and exam pattern will be same as what GATE has it. Other than that, revision classes obviously होंगे, तो syllabus complete होने के बाद हम वापस revision भी करेंगे, discussion sessions conduct करेंगे, and like I mentioned earlier, post-exam counseling and guidance will also be provided, along with guidance for government exams as well. And to top it all, if you are probably not satisfied, there is 100% refund policy. So you can refer to the policy later on, we can discuss about it. And to discuss about the course fee structure, the fee is not 21,000. So please don't panic. Why? I'll tell you. Because we are conducting scholarship tests and admission tests for you guys, wherein once you give a test, the scholarship test will be of 50 questions of 30 minutes, and it will be very simple. Don't worry, structures ke questions nahi puchenge. Okay? And you will be given scholarship up to 40% based upon your performance and how you score in that scholarship test. And every student who gives the scholarship test, right, will be assured to get a scholarship on the basis of their performance. And we've been doing this since the past 1 year as well. And who can avail this scholarship benefit? People who are planning to appear in 2023 as well as 2024. Okay. Other than that, we also have a few additional benefits with respect to if you join in a group of 3 or more people, so you can bring your friends along maybe. So each one gets rupees 500 discount, as well as if you refer for a friend, right? So if you give a referral bonus, you will get a referral bonus if you refer to a friend. So again, same thing. Once the friend enrolls with Exam Assure, you will get a 500 rupees discount. Okay. Now moving on to the course timeline, we will be beginning with our course on 3rd July, that is Sunday, and we will tentatively end it by November end or December 1st week at the most. After that, all this time, now since a lot of you said you are attending it for the first time, right? GATE exam is there in February, first or second week of February. So from December till February, you get 2 months in hand for revision, which, like I said, is very important again, right? So this would be the tentative course timeline that we will be following, and it will be mostly your weekend classes. Later on for revision, we can look into it. So as far as the scholarship test is concerned, we'll be conducting a scholarship test tomorrow. The link will be the same link that you've joined today's Zoom meeting, right? So tomorrow is a Sunday and you can come in and give it at any time slot that you want, from 11 to 12 in the afternoon or from 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening, right? So that's it from our side for today. Now I think we can just take up a few questions. Yes. So anybody has, is registration is compulsory for scholarship test? Yes, as in, have you not registered yet, or what is it, Arme? Okay, so I think somebody from the team will share the link for registration. Then you will get it. Okay. Yes, thank you. So see, the link has been shared in the chat box. You can quickly click and fill it, right? Okay. So then Revati has a question. So if we don't write the scholarship test, then the fee is it 21K? No, we will still have an early bird registration offer, but I would suggest you give the scholarship test. It would be much more beneficial for you, right? Asif, the class timings will be in the evening. Sachi is saying, if I will give test tomorrow and appear for 2024, is it okay? It would be okay, but you can give the test right now as well. And in 2024 also, we will be again conducting the test. So both way, it's fine. So yes, okay. Retvika has a question. I'm from civil background, so scholarship test would be difficult for me. No, the questions are easy, I would say, but you should give it a try. Don't worry, right, Retvika? Yeah. So medium of teaching would be English, Hindi, both. Like I said, it would be, we will try to make it as easy and simple as possible. तो बेसिक आदित्य इंटेंशन यही होगा कि बच्चों को समझ में आए. So as long as students understand, that is what is more important for us rather than English or Hindi, because for you to understand is the most important. क्योंकि एग्जाम आपको देना है, right? तो समझ में नहीं आया तो फिर फायदा ही नहीं है उसका. Yeah. Okay, anybody else has any questions? You guys can unmute yourself also and ask, not an issue. Okay, Armek, what do you want to know about GATE? Is there something specific or in everything or what? Because I've just discussed some important parts of it at the beginning. So अगर कोई specific as such question है तो आप बताइए. Like you let me know if you have some specific question. Yes, there was this new thing that you can appear for 2 exams. Yes, you can appear for 2 streams. So let's say probably you are from civil engineering. तो आप civil engineering का भी gate दे सकते हो and आप architecture का भी gate दे सकते हो, right? So the timings of the class will be from 6 p.m. onwards. So it would be 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 p.m. Okay. Yes, Sachi, what question do you have on ground coverage? Armek, I hope I've answered your question. Or is there still a doubt? As in, अगर clear नहीं हुआ तो पूछ लीजिए. I will answer. Is only class on Sunday. It will be on weekends, Tripti, that is Saturday and Sunday. But don't worry, the class will be not for the whole day, because we are again humans and nobody can sit for the entire day. So वो पूरा दिन नहीं होगा class. Okay. Because see, why are we again keeping it as weekend classes? Because we understand that you guys are students. Some of you are professionals, right? नहीं तो वीकडे पे भी रख सकते हैं, बट यू गाइस टेल मी प्रैक्टिकली, maybe you are in the college the entire day, you're doing your submissions, or you're in the office से घर आके practicing architect, you think you will have that much energy to concentrate also? No, right? And in case अगर आप तृप्ति, जो आपका डाउट है, राइट, कि प्रैक्टिसिंग आर्किटेक्ट हॉलीडे नहीं होता संडे को, इसलिए इवनिंग में रखा है ना, 6 o'clock also you have office. Also, in case if you miss someday, we will be providing you the lecture recording, so don't worry. Yes, Ritvika, absolutely. Even I agree with you. If you're a student, you can't work in the studio the whole day and then concentrate on a class in the evening. That's why it's all weekend classes. Yeah. So does cantilever also count in ground coverage? Sachi, again, very subjective, depends from state government to state government. Now, like say Maharashtra example, I will give you. Before 2020 bylaws changed, right? So before 2020, cantilever was not counted. After 2020, it is counted. So it will vary from state government to state government. Okay. Okay, Prabha has a question. How many attempts can one appear for gate? There is no age limit, no number of attempt limit. Okay, so there are people who are 50 and 60 years old also are going and attempting gate. Okay, don't worry, there no limit. You can give how many ever times you want. And Chetan, ma'am, अगर क्लास मिस हो जाए तो उस टॉपिक को कवर कैसे करेंगे? तो उसका we will recommend that you please attend the live classes because it is important. ताकि क्या होगा कि आपने अटेंड किया, चलो कोई डाउट है, उधर के उधर ही आप पूछ सकते हो फैकल्टी से, राइट? वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो वी अंडरस्टैंड, कभी कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट काम आ जाता है, मिस किया क्लास तो भी रिकॉर्डिंग आपको दी जाएगी, तो वो आप कभी भी आपके कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से देख सकते हैं, राइट? ओके, so Vikas Verma saying, ma'am, government allowed FAR. I did not understand the question, Vikas. Sagar Jha, any benefit of doing GATE at 32? Yes, you can. If you are planning to go for a PhD, you will get a stipend of 35,000, right? Other than that, there are various public sector undertakings under the government of India who recruit people you looking at their GATE score. तो आपको गवर्नमेंट जॉब में जाना है तो वो भी आपको बेनिफिशियल हो सकता है, right? And as far as a lot of you, I see there is concern about online access notes and all. So uske liye we Exam Assure team has a dashboard online. So all the recordings and everything will be put up there. So once you join the class and everything, we will give you access to that. तो वो आप कभी भी खोल के देख सकते हैं. Okay. Now Arnik is saying, apart from GATE, do you guys coach for state PSC and other exams as well? PhD GATE exam is the same. Yes, yes, Arnik, PhD GATE exam is the same. And just other than GATE, what guys, like state PSC, as in you mean the Public Service Commission, or only planning exams? Like, can you just clarify on that, please? So MPSC, like MPSC, let's say town planning exam, or the like, you know, you have that collector and deputy collector, वो वाला exam पूछ रहे हो आप? Public service वाला, the general exam. So please be specific. Okay, specific to planning and architecture, yes, we do. Like I already mentioned, we've completed Rajasthan exam. We've completed Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority course. We've recently, last week, we've completed the Tamil Nadu Assistant Town Planner course. So yes, we do conduct these courses as well. Okay. Okay, so Sagar is saying, can we do PhD directly after BArch with some professional experience? Yes, Sagar, you can do PhD after BArch. Not many people are aware about this, but you can do PhD after BArch as well. But if you have a very good, like you should qualify GATE, so you will get a good institute, right? Like IITs and all. Okay. Yes, Vikas Verma, I know what is PMRF after BARC, but again, you need a good GATE score and be affiliated with a good institute to avail the benefits. Chetan is asking, GATE score से direct job है कोई? See, Airport Authority of India had recruited, Airport Authority ने recruitment किया था 2 साल पहले directly GATE score के basis पे. तो वो अभी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी और गवर्नमेंट बॉडी पे भी थोड़ा डिपेंड करता है, राइट? ओके ओके okay, who is this I open at the close? First of all, please rename yourself. Secondly, you can go for PhD after Bachelor's of Architecture. I know institutes that allow, and these are government institutes I'm talking about, not private ones. So yeah, please, I open at the close. If you're directly messaging me, you can just put it in the everyone wala chat box. Yeah. So Retvika, so ma'am, we have 2 parts in the exam, right? Like planning and architecture. So I said I'm from civil. Would you guide us what part to take in this video? Okay, very good question. So see, Retvika, the thing is that what we suggest at Exam Assure is you attend. We will be conducting your class, no? So we will be covering architecture as well as planning both, right? So ऐसे नहीं कि we will tell you कि architecture आप अभी choose कर लो तो आप उसके लिए ही attend karo classes and all. No, we will suggest you attend both the classes. You understand yourself better, okay, in that case, and then you can choose for yourself. Why I'm saying you attend both the parts, because exam में आपको दोनों questions देखने को मिलता है. You get to see both architecture and planning part questions. Okay, I hope that answers your doubt. Okay, scope for PhD via GATE. I'm in SYMARC and will pass out in 23. If I qualify GATE, can I directly get into PhD in these institutes? Yes, Armek, you can definitely. Plus, you will get a stipend of 35,000 something. And again, if you get a good score, you're also eligible for the Prime Minister's research fellowship and everything. Okay. Anybody has any more questions?
हेलो एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
Yes.
मैं क्लासेस के बारे में जानना चाह रहा था कि जैसे कि जो वीकेंड क्लासेस हुआ करेंगी तो उसमें मतलब पर सब्जेक्ट मतलब जैसे एक सब्जेक्ट ही कवर मतलब कैसे कवर करेंगे हम सब्जेक्ट्स को. जैसे एक सब्जेक्ट स्टार्ट हो गया तो वही उस कंप्लीट करने के बाद नेक्स्ट सब्जेक्ट होगा, या फिर जैसे क्लास एक ही दिन में हम ट्रांसवर्सली मतलब दो सब्जेक्ट या मतलब कैसे कवर करेंगे, ये चीज पूछना था.
ओके सी, आपका एक दिन में 2 अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट्स लिए जाएंगे, ठीक है? तो क्योंकि कैसे है कि पूरा दिन तो आप पूरा दिन ऐसे जो भी 2 घंटे होगा तो 2 घंटे भी बहुत बोर हो जाते हैं, राइट? एक ही सब्जेक्ट पढ़ के, या सो थोड़ा टू मेक इट मोर लाइट we will be having different subjects, but ऐसे नहीं कि आज मैंने let's say हाउसिंग शुरू किया तो मैं फिर नेक्स्ट मंथ ही हाउसिंग पढ़ाने आऊंगी. नहीं, आज अगर हाउसिंग शुरू किया तो देन आई विल फिनिश हाउसिंग एंड उसके साथ साइमल्टेनियसली प्रोबेबली लेट्स से देयर इज सम अदर सब्जेक्ट दैट इज गोइंग ऑन, राइट? सो वैसे किया जाएगा. एंड वंस यू एनरोल, अपने एनरोलमेंट के बाद आपको एक पूरा शेड्यूल दिया जाएगा कि जुलाई से लेके नवंबर एंड तक हम कौन से दिन पे कौन सा क्लास होगा, कितने बजे होगा, ये सब आपके साथ शेयर किया जाएगा बाद में, एनरोलमेंट के बाद. ओके ओके योगिता, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स भी कर सकते हैं क्या? एंड अगर कर सकते हैं तो एज किस चीज, आगे किस चीज में जा सकते हैं, क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज रहेगी? ओके, सो सिविल इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स, यस आप गेट दे सकते हो एंड आपके लिए चॉइसेस बहुत है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से यू कैन, आप लोग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मैनेजमेंट में जा सकते हो फॉर IIT खड़गपुर. आप SPA दिल्ली में हाउसिंग के लिए जा सकते हो, अर्बन प्लानिंग के लिए जा सकते हो. अर्बन प्लानिंग के लिए तो इट इज ओपन फॉर ऑल, एज इन जोग्राफर्स, सिविल इंजीनियर्स वगैरह वगैरह. प्लस BEM करके कोर्स है, या फिर IIT दिल्ली हैज वेरियस कोर्सेज, राइट. तो आप उधर भी जा सकते हो, आप टाउन प्लानिंग में भी जा सकते हो. स्कोप बहुत है योग्यता. ओके, आई होप आपको आंसर मिल गया होगा. एंड इवन इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन प्लानिंग आप जा सकते हो, राइट. आई फॉरगॉट, थैंक यू. ओके, एनीबडी हैज एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? किसी को और कोई क्वेश्चंस है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. सागर is asking me, can we continue PhD while having a job? हाँ, आप कर सकते हो. So it depends आप कौन से institute में जा रहे हो. What institute are you choosing? So some institutes allow for correspondence, as in kind of a thing. Some want you to stay there. It depends upon the institute. But आप कर सकते हो, not an issue. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So can we conclude for today? अगर किसी को भी कोई डाउट्स होंगे तो आप एग्जाम एश्योर टीम से कांटेक्ट करिए, एंड वी विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू. यू कैन कांटेक्ट अस एनी टाइम. ओके. Sagar, I've discussed it in the PPT only. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sachi. Thank you, Ramya. Thank you, Arnik. So I think tomorrow we have a scholarship test. So everybody please do attend it and uska benefit lijiye. That will be helpful for you guys only. Okay. Chalo. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Sagar, see, the fees is the total fee is of 21,000, but we are giving a discount. We are giving a scholarship test. We will be offering, right? So, wherein we provide a scholarship of up to 40% off, and it will consist of 50 questions of 30 minutes, right? And you can avail the benefits of that scholarship test also. Okay. Yeah.